Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is me, Dukect, here live on the Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much for joining me on this Thursday evening. It has been a very somber day. Some people, for many people, if you haven't heard already, the frontman from Linkin Park, Chester Bennington, passed away today. Killed himself. It seemed to be he supposedly a suicide. He killed himself, and he leaves behind a family of friends, and leaves behind so many people who have influenced and helped so many people, and so many people listen to his music, including myself, and really it felt like he really touched a generation and people who were feeling that sadness and such, that real sadness to them and that sort of stuff, that sort of thing, and that's sad and terrible irony that someone's music that can help someone like that who's been to that darkness, in the end, gets surrounded by that darkness himself, and I hope that, I keep saying, most people who've been through this before, as, so many people, so many times, but maybe we'll finally have that discussion about mental health, Here's hoping we finally, here's hoping we can actually grow and become better, listen to people and understanding that, listen to people who really do need help, and hopefully we can be better with each other, that's something like that, what I'm saying? Anyway, enough of that sadness, and let's get on with the silliness, shall we? And the silliness comes to you with Kurt Angle, this big storyline. I talked about this a little bit in my little video on Twitter. Follow me at Dukect on Twitter, everybody. You can find me on this. You need to follow me on Tumblr, Tumblr Glam or whatever. Yeah, seriously, follow me on Twitter. It's nice. But I made a little thing here about Kurt Angle. This huge thing was basically Kurt being a baby dad to Jason Jordan. Well, first off, this thing right here, and I actually, it's to me a little disturbing about how, this basically is just making this seems to be a handicap for Jason Jordan. Jason Jordan doesn't get over by his own merits, which I believe he can be. He can get himself over. He can become something important in the wrestling world, and he can be someone with, someone I think could be a big-time player if they really play the card right to the WWE. I believe that. And such. I believe that. And I believe that. I think he is someone who can be something if they really did something. There's something with them at Jason Jordan. But this storyline, just because and the funny thing is about this, he did not want to be Kurt Angle. He wants to be doesn't want to be Kurt Angle light. No, it's like, no. I think there was an interview saying he doesn't want his career basically patterned by Kurt Angle. He doesn't want to be that way. He's his own person. So what does WWE do? They shackle with Kurt Angle being his illegitimate son. Because that always works. No, wait, that doesn't work. And this whole build-up, ladies and gentlemen. We got Guest 3 here. What's up, Guest 3? Hope you're liking my little rant. So remember, don't ignore the idiocy here. Ignore the idiocy, the little chatter here. Stupidity, and I don't care for it. Stupidity should never be, rewarded or looked on positively. That's how it is, and that's what it always should be. Negative, if you want to talk about all that stuff, but at the end of the day, you're not gonna do anything positive, so screw it. But yeah, Let's see. But yes, Kurt Angle is now basically Jason Jordan's baby daddy. And here's the real screwy thing, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the truly screwed up stuff. They were building this thing up as, oh my God, this is Kurt Angle. And this was like, if this gets out, this could be the end of my career. This is horrifying. This is terrible. This is something else. And instead, what is it? It's just him. He did a little freestyle. Him and some him and some mysterious black woman did a bit of he gave him a bit of Kurt gave her a bit of the Olympic slam, and then bam, boom, you got Jason Jordan. Unless the WWE is trying to trigger the alt-right people who try to do this whole idiotic name of the white genocide BS or whatever, then I don't know why this thing is happening. I have no idea what's going on here. Seriously, I don't even know what this whole thing is. Unless they're going to try to do like some type of weird, oh gosh, this trying to be, oh gosh, Kurt Angle is, this thing is, unnatural. I'm like, seriously? No, that's stupid. Or they're going to have this alt-right angle or something out there or something like that, trying to get the pulse of what the WWE, like, all the other stuff that's going on with the Richard Spencers and everything else, trying to have that type of, wrestler, trying to have that type of angle going on, which sadly, oh gosh, I don't trust WWE to do anything near that. And then some people might root for it, like, yeah, that'd be awesome. But no, this is WWE. This is modern day WWE. Oh, we got a phone call here. Let's see. Hold up. Guest 3, you are on the air. What's up?
Hi, Ed.
Hello?
Yeah, hey, Duke, it's Rowdy.
Hey! Oh my gosh, Rowdy C. Oh, how you doing here, ladies and gentlemen? This is Rowdy C from Rowdy C Productions. What's up, man? Over down there in Texas.
Well, just being you to tune in right now, and you know me, I'm the guy who always has to play devil's advocate with WWE on this, and just the one thing that I keep thinking about regarding this whole Kurt Angle storyline is this. I don't think what we saw on Monday was the end of it, because we still don't know who it is that supposedly has been sending Kurt all of these messages and why exactly they would be threatening him. So I just get a feeling we're about to, with still about, 6 or 4 weeks to go until SummerSlam. I think there's still something more we're going to hear about this to set something up.
Well, you're positive, but I've been here before. I've seen WWE take good ideas and crap and destroy them. This storyline to me is, I don't know what the controversy is. I mean, what? Kurt Angle knocked up a girl back in his college days that he didn't know about. He went on his way and doing his thing. And then next thing you know, the baby, born 9 months later, and then, this, that, and the other, adopted and everything else. And bam, this was supposed to be. Yeah.
The only thing I think was that this is some sort of preemptive strike that Kurt may be doing, and there still might be more to this, so to speak. And I'm just wondering about. All I guess saying is, I guess I'm just waiting and seeing what's the next step on this thing that's probably going to be talking about this coming Monday, I guess. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I'm just the one guy that, me, we talk about this, I'll probably talk about something like this when John and I do start up our next podcast that we're recording this Saturday night. I have to throw in that cheap plug in there. But,
that's cool.
Yeah, but I guess I'm just the guy who I think is trying to see some other positive, because I think they're at least trying to do something more with storylines. I think now it's been a slow build. It's like I think they're finally starting to do some things with storylines now. Is this going to work out? I don't know, but it's at the point where I think I'm at least willing to wait and see.
WWE has to do a lot more, has to prove it to me about this. It has to prove it to me, because there are so many things that could go wrong here. There are so many things that could actually hurt Jason Jordan's career not to. I see too many negatives for me to really latch on to it, because at the end of the day, Jason Jordan, to me, they just took away his, if I told earlier, he did not want to be a Kurt Angle, so he wanted to be his own person, but now he's tied in. He does not grow as a character. He basically has no agency right now. He has no agency as a character. He's just like, well, he's Kurt Angle Jr. now. He has no, that's, to me, and that could really, unless they're trying to do something about this, like, what is this thing is a big shame to Kurt Angle? Like, what, that he didn't know about? Or was he saying that he would be the gut div or something? Unless they're trying to make this thing like, which I heard on many other forums, including the one I am, Friggin' Awesome Network forums, the lovely website that hosts these videos and such when it comes on video. Shout out to them. But I unless they're trying to have Corey Graves and Jason Jordan manipulate Angle for them to actually do things like that, saying it was all just one BS thing, or something like that, to get heat, which another thing that's been screwing up WWE recently and such, which everyone's trying to getting heat and everything, but that's another discussion. Which
I wonder, like, that's the one question I've had throughout all of this is, why is Corey Graves supposedly been the one that's been helping Kurt out throughout this entire thing, where he's playing the heel announcer on commentary, and then he's just going on and leaving the desk to try to help out their face GM. That's what tells me that there's something else up going on here. And as far as Jason Jordan goes, all I can say is, American Alpha wasn't going anywhere, so I'm just giving a props to the fact that they found a way to separate one tag team and allow them to try each others to try and go separate ways without a major heel turn and betrayal, which is kind of an almost impossible, unheard of thing that goes on in WWE now.
No, they did that with the Lucha Dragons. I think it was a couple like last year, but again, no one really cared because Lucha Dragons didn't really taper off. I think it was because Kalisto was doing his U.S. Championship run and that sort of thing, which fizzled out later on. But that's another topic for another time. But yeah, I'm hopeful. I want to be hopeful. But to me, who's going to be the heel in this? Because I don't want this to come back, to have Stephanie come back and Triple H to come back, because it'll be just another authority-run storyline. And at the end of the day, I don't care for authority storylines. I don't care for Triple H. I don't care for stuff. All I want in my show is basically have the authority figure to be not as encroaching as it is in WWE. It's everywhere else, the authority figures who are always there and always sitting around doing these pointless segments, taking time away from the wrestlers, taking agency from the wrestlers, doing these storylines that at the end of the day puts them over, but yet the wrestlers themselves, they're just forgotten about, and they're just we'll throw them a bone later, and they'll do a heatless heel turn, and then just like, well, we'll turn them heel. And then a month, we'll give him a nice little title run or whatever. Because, yeah, that helped out Neville so much,
Well, I'll say this. Look, maybe it doesn't necessarily have to be Triple H and Stephanie and the Authority again. But I'll say this, and I'm not exactly sure how this potential storyline could build into it. But I do think what they need more than anything else is they've got to get some form of heel stable going on Raw or SmackDown, because they need, just because that I think is one thing that's maybe hurting their ability to build storylines, is there is no one individual group that the fans can as a collective unit go against. Where when all the heels are out for one another, it kind of hurts their ability to be disliked, because there's very few that are ganging up on the faces, who themselves aren't doing much to make themselves be much liked either. And this is all. I guess I'll just take advantage of this for another show, another cheap show, because that's basically what I'm going to be talking about on the next Wrestling Roundup, where I think John and hopefully Jeff Winnop and I are going to be talking about why they're struggling to build good baby faces and the like. And I think it may have to start with maybe getting someone that the other locker room can rally against, so to speak. And that's one thing that I think is kind of sorely missing.
Well, I think that is true. There's a lot of lack of good guys, a lot of lack of villain. Well, technically, there's a stable with Jinder Mahal, but it just seems like it's just wasting time. And I have to give props to them. They're trying to do something, but it's just there's just feels like a lot of aimlessness. There's no real focus in the WWE nowadays. It's just lack of that, and I don't think this storyline is going to do any positive stuff, because when I see Kurt Angle, like I said, it's Kurt Angle baby daddy drama. I just like I said before, unless they're trying to do a whole white genocide alt-right type of thing, I don't think it's gonna play off anytime soon. And do I trust the WWE to do something like that? Hell no.
Well, I have my own theories about why they're kind of struggling with direction right now, and I'm sure I'll be bringing it up in future podcasts as well. But I'll leave you to take on this and maybe some other issues yourself, and I'll keep in touch with you guys for sure.
Oh yes, and remember, if you by the way, the plugs here are come with a fee. That means I have to join your podcast soon, though. You know that, right?
I'll keep that in mind for sure.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you, Roddy C, for joining me in this nice conversation. And I'll check you last time. Peace, man.
Absolutely.
And with that, surprise guest, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you get for the Dukect Lounge. You get random people showing up live to radio, live through live through your video scope. That's what you get. Live stuff. You don't know what's going to come in next. But we had a good conversation here, and we're going to take a small little break, and we're going to listen to some music. Some good hype-up music. Positive music here. Some here at the Dukect Lounge. Something good. How about a little bit of Sonic the Hedgehog, The Sound of Speed? How about a little bit of that here, live in the Dukect Lounge? And when we come back, we're going to talk a little about the Broken Universe drama, and see how it is and what's going to happen to it. And maybe one day we might see the Broken Universe come to WWE. Well, we just got to hope for that. And, it's going to be very interesting here. So let's sit back, relax, and listen to some Sound of Speed with the OC remix. Go ahead, download the song. It's Sonic Hedgehog 25th year anniversary. Go ahead, listen to it. It's awesome. And we'll be right back right after this with the artists OA and Scared Dism. All right, we'll be right back right after this here, live on the Dukect Lounge. And we are back live here, Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much for joining me, Dukect, and all that good stuff here, live on TalkShoe.com and on all the other places here. You have me on iTunes, also not just on iTunes, but also on YouTube.com, vid.me. Let's see where else you can find everything. Vid.me. Let's see where else. Freaking Awesome Network, manexpression.com, everywhere I can pull up to. So yeah. Oh, by the way, oh gosh, I just found out the real terrible news, ladies and gentlemen, real bad news, and so it's adaptations. A One Piece live-action Hollywood TV series. Because when I think of anime that can actually be adapted to the world of television and Hollywood, yeah, let's think about the show that has One Piece that just goes into just the stretching arm pirates and everything. That's what, a 20-year plus journey? Yeah, that's going to last long. Oh, yes, and I can't wait to see other characters in the show just doing, trying so hard to be funny and not to be funny. Just like basically starve versus the force of evil, but not as cute or interesting. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen, people. So mark my word. Mark the words, man. Mark it down, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Well, hey, that's always a good thing, Chris. Try to do things live. You never know. The weird things can happen, baby. Weird things, crazy things. Things that you're just like, holy crap, you don't know what's going to happen. You're like, oh my gosh, live is, like I said, you never know what live is going to do for you. Positive, negative, crazy things, you just never know what's going to happen. So, with that being said, let us talk about some other stuff here. Let's look some other things here. Let's see. The Broken Saga. The Broken Saga, ladies and gentlemen, has one of the few things TNA, Impact Wrestling, GFW, whatever they want to be called nowadays, is the most positive thing that got people liking it. Heck, when they came out at WrestleMania, this past WrestleMania, oh my, everything was out there. People chanting, delete, delete, delete. The whole crowd. Twitter was on a blaze. Everyone loved them. And yet they couldn't do it because Anthem and everything else still have this whole broken thing. They own the TV right, all the stuff. But yet, there was rumors that they were trying to finally say they can let them use the broken stuff via, TNA doesn't want them to use the broken stuff, since they own them, and again making TNA and Impact Wrestling and WWE. In fact, funny enough, the Broken Hardys, the Hardy Boys, were going to drop the TNA tag belts, but yet, guess what? TNA, they just said, nope, they weren't going to do that. Instead, they just had that whole idiotic thing. If I can find it, they just, they just dropped in and then wham, boom, right there. Just dropped them and just like, yeah, Decay became tag champs. Seriously, I just did not like, why? That's stupid. But whatever. They said, but yeah, Sports Illustrated right here, and supposedly from their article on the Extra Mustard blog, and I found this thing here from my little pro board here, the Freaking Awesome Network forums right here. Lovely website. We can nod there. This is Sports Illustrated recently, right here, the link in the description. It says right here, and I quote, it says, Sports Illustrated recently published an article on the Extra Mustard blog about the ongoing legal battle between Matt and Jeff Hardy versus Anthem Sports and Entertainment over the rights to the Broken gimmick. The new report notes that this stems back to when Matt and Jeff were renegotiating deals with Impact Wrestling before they departed from the company. Anthem reportedly offered Jeff a lucrative multi-year deal, but lowballed Matt Hardy with their offer, of course, because it wasn't. I mean, look, I like Jeff. I think Jeff is okay. I think he's Jeff Hardy. Sure, he does things like he's he could still he doesn't. He's not used for Matt Classics, but dang it, he is. He cleaned himself up after his unpleasantness after the yes, the unpleasantness of Victory Road 2011. Yes, he cleaned himself up and he became a better wrestler, a better person, and yada yada yada. He became that. But I just don't know why they dished out more money in Jeff while Matt Hardy was the one who did the career. Everyone was doing Matt Hardy. Everyone loved Matt Hardy. They didn't really care for Jeff at that point. No one liked that. That was weird. But yeah, they offered him a multi-year deal, but yet lowballed Matt Hardy with their offer. The new report also states Matt Hardy was also offered a role in the creative team at Impact Wrestling, which would have been interesting. I think that would have been nice, but nope. But the offer was later rescinded by Jeff Jarrett because Lord knows, Jeff Jarrett, his Jeff Jarrett and his mountain of fake gold. They must have convinced him otherwise and such. But anyway, back to the point. It was also revealed in the new article published on Sports Illustrated that the Hardys and Anthem were close to agreeing on a deal for the Broken gimmick. Hardys reported would have paid between $10,000 and $50,000 to acquire the right. Like, that's not a huge chunk of change. I mean, hey, they will recoup that in like 5 seconds. You know what I mean? Like, because there were probably people who love that. It says Quiet writes the gimmick. The report also claims that there was a non-disparagement agreement involved in the deal, which received Rebby Hardy pay a $1,000 fine for the first offense, a $5,000 fine after that, or every time Rebby Hardy posted something about Anthem on Twitter. Oh yes, yes. Hashtag fuck that owl. That is. I still love her for that. I love Rebby. She went off on Twitter. Oh man, woo! I loved that. It's just, I was like, damn, man. It's just, she let that Usher song, like, let it burn. Just let that burn, like, burned all that stuff, man. Seriously, just like she like that old thing, burn it down. And it's like, But anyway, back to the point. Exactly, yada yada yada, and the Hardys are quiet. The agreement also includes the Hardys signing off on a press release that said both sides settled on good terms. According to the report, Anthem wanted 50% of all of the Hardys' revenue, which included Jeff's art and music. Wow! So all of like the revenue from what the Hardys make on their own, 50% of that, and not only that, which will include Jeff's art and music, because he, that stuff, that's BS, and even better, it says, the report also notes that GFW is looking to profit off the gimmick using the Broken Hearted DVDs on digital series, because that's the problem right there. It says, quote, that would be difficult to accomplish because the Hardys would not endorse the products and would encourage fans not to purchase them. Yes. And Golden Force issued a statement to stores earlier. WWE has clearly stated via email they don't want the Broken Brilliance IP. GW has always open and will be open to license agreement to IP to all parties, which is customary in the music and entertainment business, but revolutionary in the pro wrestling business. Seriously, 50% of the revenue, 50%, 50, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, the glorious of IP strikes again, because that's how it is. Just, you know what? Oh gosh, wow. I mean, that is basically BS, total BS. I mean, 50% of Jeff's work, all of his work, his art and music, heck, his obsolete, all that stuff, that's bullshit. No, I mean, seriously, 50% of it. Why? You know what? They probably do. Reason why they asked for this is they want money from this, because Lord knows they just want the money from this, and they're like, why they need the money? Of course they need the money. They're basically hemorrhaging money right now. They still owe. I mean, I gotta look this up, because why didn't you look this up earlier? But I just want to make sure they still owe money. Heck, they still owe that tax lien. Let's see. Yeah, don't they still owe that tax lien? Yes, they still owe that tax lien from Tennessee. They still owe that money for unpaid taxes. They still owe that money. How? I mean, I don't know how they're still in business at this point. They should be, all the skullduggery just to keep Billy Corgan not to buy this company. I mean, they do not know anything about PR, because right now, who is going to use the broken gimmick? And I'm like, the reason why they did the broken stuff was like the whole Josh Matthews and Jerry Borash, which I have no idea why they needed to do that. Why the hell did they needed to do that stupid feud? That feud that accomplished nothing at the end of the day, because Josh Matthews and Jerry Borash are commentating, because that makes perfect sense, because Pope has to deal with these two knuckleheads. The feud started with nothing. But yeah, they tried to do the same thing, tried to do something like that. It worked. I don't care, because again, it doesn't really work without the broken heart. It doesn't work with them without them. Heck, I would say DK could have actually done, but yet Abyss, well, he's somewhat there, but not only that, but also, no, Crazy Steve's not there, and Rosemary is, well, Rosemary. But yeah, I don't think the broken universe works without the Hardys, and I honestly wish that the Hardy Boys would get their thing. I wish they did. I think it would be. It's just so. I truly wish that the Hardy Boys got their gimmick. And quite honestly, they had been teasing this thing for so damn long. Let them do it. Let them be broken, and they can do something like that. Let them be broken for a while and have Matt Hardy feud with. No, don't feud with Bray Wyatt because he sucks. Bray Wyatt, failure. Done. Get rid of him. He's gone. Finito. He's gone. He's done. He's done. Have broken Matt Hardy feud with people like, say, I don't know, maybe Roman Reigns or someone like this. I'll say it, Finn Balor. Because, screw, that would be wonderful trying to do all that type of stuff. And having him go and do all this type of broken stuff during this. And keep it low rent. They have to tell WWE stuff like, let them go low rent. They have to. Overproduction will kill this thing. Let it go low rent. Just do a drone shot. Let's get that stuff together. I want to see, let's do it. I think they could do it. And honestly, to me, it pisses me off how the WWE, won't even use any of the ideas for the broken universe. They have to do right there. They have Matt Hardy there, and yet they still won't use him when they do their stupid stuff like the House of Horrors match. I still don't get that. I don't get it. I don't know why they couldn't just say talk to him. But yeah, TNA is looking very terrible at this point. They don't know what PR is. At this point, I don't know who's worse at PR. TNA and GFW, where all that stuff is going on right now, or the Washington Redskins basically burying Kirk Cousins. Misspelling his name, basically saying he's a greedy SOB, basically just doing all these things just to bury him, but no, it doesn't work. It blows back, blows back right in front of their faces. Because, hey, who cares, right? Just competent owners stuff. I can't stand it. It's just the carniness. The carny stuff. And it's just this greasy, carny BS that has been affecting not just wrestling, but all over sports and everything else. And I know Chris is still listening. I know he doesn't want to hear that because sometimes he doesn't want to have to conflate the wrestling with the sports. And I don't like it either. But sometimes some teams have that carny element. And you got to call that out. And I'm a fan of the Redskins too. God damn, man. Just once, I just want to see someone defend this. It's just to leech all these people, man. GFW wants to leech off Jeff Hardy and leech off his work and his own gains and everything else, and lowball Matt Hardy with his deals. And then we have the Redskins, who, I try to tie this up to a little bit. I'm trying to tie it up, ladies and gentlemen. You have this. They have a team that could have been good, but yet bury someone like, bury Kirk Cousins, basically make him belittle him, try to say, well, he's not worth it or anything else, while he's still on your team. He's still there. And honestly, I hope he balls out, and when he leaves nothing and goes up to San Fran just to stick it to Snyder. Again, incompetence and greed and carnies and such, these guys and everything around them, and this greed, this incompetence. You know what I'm saying, people? I want y'all to say that because I can't deal with that, and most people will be like, yes, I can't. I just I can't do this. This is just, this is why, honestly, people look down at wrestling. One of the main reasons why people look down at wrestling, that overall carny into bullshit like this. And no joke, that's what it is. Yeah. I hope they come back and they just I hope they come in and just, take their ass to court, air the stuff down, and do everything here. I am just... and you know what? The whole brokenness is effed over Ring of Honor. Yeah, they screwed over Ring of Honor too, where they'll try to say, we own Maxwell's name. They own Jeff's middle name. They own Jeff Music, all this stuff. They own all. No, they don't. King Maxwell's name, trying to own that stuff is BS. Trying to Anthem bullying Dish, they're basically trying to pull a Ring of Honor that featured them. Man, it's just another reason why I'm not watching GFW. Why didn't you do any GFW reviews or anything else? Hell, I'm not gonna probably not even do Slamversary this year because of this stuff. I can't stand this anymore. I'm not watching that stuff. I'm not even gonna support it at all. Yeah, I had to get out there. I had to get that rage out. So yeah. Anyway, with that being said, we're gonna take another break. Honestly, we're gonna do something. I gotta bring a little party up. I gotta bring some positivity back into my Kingdom Hearts. Let's talk a little about that. Let's see about the video games, and let's another video game stuff here. Let's calm it down a bit. Let's go with Sonic. Let's go speeding Wars 20 years of it. Let's calm down with Underwater Jog from Sonic Colors from Bowler Hat featuring audio fidelity here live on the Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much for watching and listening here and on TalkShoe.com. We'll be right back right after this, and we're going to be talking about Kingdom Hearts 3. Thanks so much for sticking with me, Duke C. Back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, to me, Duke CT, here live in the Dukect Lounge. If you want to join in, remember the phone numbers are 724-444-7444. Once again, the number is 724-444-7444. Once again, the call ID to connect to me, Duke CT, is 92417. Once again, 92417. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Connect to me, Duke CT. As always, remember, you can always do that right now and have a lot of, we can have talking, chatting, do all the crazy things we can do together, because that's what we always do together. That is what we all do. We have to make sure this thing comes together. That's how we do, baby. That's how we are. Anyway, Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts. Oh, man, this journey. How long have we been waiting for this, ladies and gentlemen? How long have we been waiting for this series to finally bring about, to actually come to our hand, to finally have this? Since, honestly, I honestly think since a decade, actually. I mean, seriously, the last time I've seen, let's see, Kingdom Hearts. Oh, gosh, this series, man, started from 2002, ladies and gentlemen. 2002, ladies and gentlemen, and it's been a series that has been so good. It has been here so long. With it's like Kingdom Hearts, then you had Chain of Memories, the GBA port. Then you had Kingdom Hearts 2. Fun game, love it. Even though I did not play Chain of Memories. I didn't care for it. I did not buy a GBA at all. I didn't buy a GBA. That's like $150. I'm like, nope, I'm going straight for the sequel, even though it makes no sense. Even though Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories is a pointless game, to be real. Just we know who the characters are. We know who these mysterious people in the hoods are, but Sora doesn't. Riku does, but he doesn't really do much later. Yeah, so it's pretty much a pointless game. Kingdom Hearts Coded is an episodic mobile phone game. Yeah, it was. Yeah, you can actually just watch that on one of the stuff there. It's a mobile phone game. I think turned to DS game, and I just it's gonna be fun to play through. If I watch the stuff I didn't care for. Then you had Kingdom Hearts 358 in 2 days, or watching Super Gaming Brothers the Let's Plays. I think Matt calls them Kingdom Hearts 355 days over 2 hacks, two fanfics or whatever. It was basically a Nintendo DS game. Came in 2009. Between Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2. Well, yeah, focus on Rockets' time in Organization 13, and corrupting multiplayer, and yada yada yada. Then you have Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, which it's a prequel to the entire series, which is interesting. I haven't played much of it, but I will be playing that more often. I might do a live Let's Play of that, your live stream if y'all want me to. Just send something in the comments. Then you have Kingdom Hearts 3D, Dream Drop Distance. Oh boy, this game came out for Nintendo 3DS, and this was a prequel to 3, and yes, and this was this game was a lot of people were positive, they liked it, and then came out in 2012, and then you had the 1.5 remix, and then 2.5 remix, but then before that you have Kingdom Hearts X. Yep, it is a prequel, because Lord knows we have to do that for whatever reason. Then you have Kingdom Hearts Unchained X, which is Union X, which is basically the same game, which basically I have to go and play these things as a prequel to the Kingdom Hearts series. Then you have Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue, which is basically a whole type of thing that tries to make the Kingdom Hearts 3. Then you have then you have the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5 remix, a single disc compilation of 1.5 remix and Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 remix and Kingdom Hearts 2.5 remix for the PlayStation 4, which supposedly is I believe a 60 frames per second. So yeah, I heard that's actually pretty interesting. Something that might actually, if I have a PS4, maybe I'll go pick up. But they say you just be fine with the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5. But now we have it, Kingdom Hearts 3, which is, they've been delaying this stuff for many years, many years, and everything else from 2012, 2013, 14, 15, 16, skipping many generations, skipping the previous one to this one, and skipping, not just one, the PS2 era to the PS3, and then now you have the PS4. But not only that, but it's also going to be development for the Xbox One as well. So it's a multi-platform game too. So it's said that this will finally be the end of the conclude of the Dark Seeker saga, but it will not be the final game of the series. But the way that they're releasing dates and everything, I think it should be. And I'll say this right now because, quite honestly, they don't know how to do a schedule. Square Enix doesn't know how to do scheduling, and when they do, they basically delay. They do all these. They're scatterbrained at this point. Tetsuya Nomura, who was all these trying to they're scatterbrained at these points, trying to figure out what this thing is, this, that, and the other. It's so I don't trust them with the story. The story has become so needlessly complicated, convoluted to a point that you can't really follow anything anymore of these stories. That's how bad it is. It was simple in Kingdom Hearts 1. You fight Ansem, you defeat Ansem, done. Then you have Warriors 13, and then you fight them off, and then you have Warriors 13 again. But no, wait, you're just beating up Pete and Maleficent, which she becomes, irrelevant. She's irrelevant. There's no real point to fight and do anything with Maleficent and all the Disney villains, because it's all about the unknown, the Xehanort and all these other characters. It's just there, not really important. And I understand that some people like the convolutedness, but I'm lost at most times. I want to like them, but sometimes no. Sometimes though, it's just too. Honestly, you sit there and you read and look at the honestly, sometimes I'll say this right now. I've seen fan fictions that make more sense than this type of story, than the official story. The official story is, this is a mess, to politely say it. But the graphics look great. I saw the Toy Story, which is nice. Personally, I would love to see, I don't want to see other Disney World movies. I really want to see TV shows, though. Because honestly, I wouldn't mind. Heck, I would have loved to see someone like, say, Darkwing Duck. How about that? Darkwing Duck as your... Come on. Who wouldn't love to see Darkwing Duck here? Let's get dangerous in a Kingdom Hearts game. Darkwing Duck, or heck, Buzz Lightyear Star Command. I love that show. I mean, why we have to go to Toy Story? I know Toy Story 4 is coming. I don't know why they're making a Toy Story 4. Why not just say, you know what? People don't want Toy Story 4. How about we do something crazy? How about Pixar do something nuts again? Why don't we take Toy Story, one of the characters from it, make him like, Woody, like a real cowboy or something. Make it a TV series like you did with Buzz Lightyear. Or make it a movie. I mean, most people won't mind that, right? I think most people won't mind that. Come on, they love it. They will love it. The kids will love it. The kids will love it. Gotta get the kids, the kids involved. Remember that? Remember the kids? Oh, well. But yeah. But here's hoping. Here's hoping that the Kingdom Hearts 3 has a more coherent plot, and it actually finishes a very the story is, I think, unsalvageable at this point, but I hope it finishes strong. Make new worlds, no more Atlantica. Do something with Tangled, do something with Frozen, do something with Toy Story, do something with The Incredibles, do something with Marvel, do something with Star Wars or whatever. Make the characters interesting. Make the characters work. Make the characters important, and the world's important as well. And make the story at least finish on somewhat of a high note. Make it consistent. Make it actually a good and positive story. Something that actually reaches you. Reaches you right now. Right here. That's what you gotta do. But that's just my personal opinion. Anyway, thank you so much for listening and hearing my opinion. It was fun. That was a fun little show, wasn't it? And that's what we gotta do. I had a little bit of fun. Got a little fun in there. Thanks for Roddy C for joining me here. It was awesome. And again, you never know what you expect on the live Dukect Lounge. You never know. But anyway, thank you so much for listening. The Marine 5 review will be hopefully up soon. My own laziness / trying to re-record a lot of the audio and such will be, hopefully I will have it up on Saturday. And after that, my 50 review. And when I finish that, I will continue on with other things as well. Things that I think most of y'all guys and gals are going to really enjoy. Anyway, thanks so much for listening and watching. Dukect here. Peace and love. I'll see you when I see y'all later.